many of you live here in Palm Beach County? Right, so that's perfect. You are my audience. Are you in Broward County?
I'm in Broward. You're
in Broward County. So what I'm about to say, you're going to want to move here, because when you hear what I'm about to tell you, how many of you are aware of what happens to your garbage when it leaves your curb? You are aware. All right. See if your facts check out with mine. Okay. All right. So what I'd like to tell you today is about that journey. So let's go to where your home is, because that's where your heart is. And that's not where you want garbage to be, right? So you're taking the garbage and you put it to the curb. After all, if you left it in your backyard, it might become something like a primordial soup. And we don't want that either. So it's at your curb. And the garbage truck comes and it picks it up. And it begins its journey. And it's exciting. Do you think it stays in that garbage truck for long? Oh no. It goes up, if you are in East Boca, it goes up to Delray Beach to a transfer station. And what happens there? It gets transferred from one truck to another truck. Very exciting stuff, right? So it goes from your garbage truck into a tractor trailer. That tractor trailer can hold a total of 80,000 pounds of garbage. Gross, disgusting. But they push all this garbage into the truck, they pound it down, and that little garbage bag has now been smushed and smashed and smushed, and it's all mixed up together. Then it takes that nice long journey all the way up to West Palm Beach. Who's been up to the waste to energy plant in West Palm Beach? Ah, you all are missing out. Talk to your workplaces, they give free tours, which might be why I know so much about the garbage here. So it goes up there, and it goes up the ramp and into a waste to energy plant. Hang on to waste to energy, because that's a clue as to trash to treasure. So it goes up and it backs up to a gigantic pit. Now this pit, once it gets to the edge, there's this wall. It's 100 feet deep, and it's the length of a football field, and it's filled with tons and tons of garbage. Now, have you been to an arcade where they have the claw machine? Well, they don't have one, they don't have two, they have 3 claws in this giant pit of garbage. And these claws pick garbage up and just move it around. They mix it, they fluff it, they leave it there for about 2 to 3 days. Don't go in that room, it is stinky. So they mix it up, they mix it up, they mix it up. And after 2 to 3 days, they finally pick up a claw and they put it into what's called a hopper. Now at the bottom of that hopper is a fire. That fire is hot. It is hotter than lava that comes out of the ground. Is that true? Very hot. Yes, it's actually, everything I'm telling you is true. Very hot. Now, in this room, surrounding that room, there's these tubes, and they go all around this room. So there's garbage, fire, heat, tubes. Tubes are filled with water. What happens when you heat water to really, really, really hot temperature?
Steam.
Steam. When you heat water, it turns to steam. Steam expands, but it's trapped in these tubes. And so as it's expanding, it starts moving. And it moves through these tubes, and it goes to the turbine room. Anybody know what a turbine does? It spins. And if you connect it to a generator, it makes electricity. Energy, yes. We're transferring energy. We're making electricity. Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County creates enough electricity to power 90 to 95,000 homes and businesses each year. So your garbage could very well be powering these lights. We don't know. It goes back to FPL, and then it gets sent out. Now you may be wondering, when you throw all of that stuff away, we've got millions of residents here in Palm Beach County. What about the smoke? Oh my gosh, we're creating electricity, but now we're polluting the atmosphere, right? Wrong. We have the state-of-the-art, built in 2015, cleanest and greenest waste energy plant in North America, so much so that other countries come to visit our facility to emulate what we do. And how do they clean the air? Well, they capture all of the fly ash through filters, and they end up putting that in the landfill. All right, so they take just ash to the landfill from the smoke. They also take it from the ash from the burning process. Now there's acids. You've probably heard don't burn plastic, but yet we throw everything away in plastic bags, correct? So plastic's getting burned. Well, they use they use they use something. They don't use bells, okay? They don't use bells. They use acids. They use bases to neutralize the acids. If you've ever been to science class, they end up neutralizing it to a salt and a water. So now that's a waste product. Instead of acids into the air to create acid rain, it neutralizes those and cleans those out. So we're not polluting with acids. We clean out other gases, go through all these scrubbing. So we're really just releasing nitrogen gas, which is already in the atmosphere. Again, cleanest, greenest waste to energy plant in North America. Now, I'm sure you're dying to know, what happens when you flush the toilet? Well, guess what? That is going to be a topic for another speech because I am done talking about waste. I have got to be at 7 minutes.
No, but you have qualified. You're at 4 minutes and 53 seconds, 54, 55. You ain't got the 5-minute mark yet, and I started you on time.
Okay.
Come here.
I don't know if it's toilet bowl.
All right, I still have 2 minutes, so therefore I'm going to tell you about the toilet bowl because he's dying to know. People look like they're going to throw up. You can do that. When you flush the toilet, everything goes to a wastewater treatment plant, right? We know that. That makes sense. But the solids, where do the solids go? The solids are actually separated and taken in a sludge truck up to the same property where the dump is, which we don't call it that, it is a sanitary landfill, okay? Sanitary landfill. We take it up there, but there's a building there that takes that sludge, they back it in, you can definitely smell when they're getting a delivery, and they dehydrate it, they add some additives to it, and they make an eco-friendly fertilizer, and they sell it to farms throughout the state of Florida, who then put it on their crops. So here's my question for you. What happens to crops? We eat them. We eat them. But what did we just put on them?
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer that came from after we eat, we flush it down the toilet. So there you go. You have now been thoroughly educated into the waste stream here in Palm Beach County. And I hope that my 3.5 years as an educator were not wasted and you were thoroughly entertained, but you also know what happens to your garbage when it leaves.